Hello, welcome to another episode. The plan for today's is to go through a GitHub pull request from beginning to end. And now I've been planning to record this video for quite a while, but I didn't find a small enough patch to make that I could put it into one video and kind of get you the full flow. But I found a a typo to fix in the repository, so we're gonna use that as an example to make a pull request. And so I'll show you how I do that from start to finish. So let's jump into that one. Whoa, I'm over here today. Yeah, I moved the I moved the camera because part of what we'll need is up in the top right corner. Okay, so let me show you what I found first. I was scrolling around GitHub as I tend to do because I'm a nerd like that or whatever. And I found this repository, Flake8 annotations, which actually I think I've contributed to before, but I don't. Actually, we can just check. Maybe it's an issue that I made on this project. Maybe somebody made an issue for me. One closed if I search for acytility. Oh, yeah. This package used to conflict with the Flake8 code that my package provides. But anyway, that's not important. I was reading through the README, trying to figure out what some of their stuff does, and I found a slight typo here. There should be one little S here for the word ellipses, assuming they meant that's how you do. So that's what that word is, right? Ellipses, yeah, ellipses. So there's a slight typo here, and I decided I would use this as a example project to show you how to make a pull request. I'm going to be using the command line of Git to make this pull request, but you could do this. I mean, honestly, if I saw this in the wild, I would probably scroll up to. Where is it? Let's go up to here, click on README, and then just edit it on GitHub itself. But we're gonna show you with the command line because that's probably more useful from an education standpoint. Oh, they use pre-commit. Cool. Right. So the first thing that we're gonna want to do is we're going to want to fork the project. This gives us our own copy of Flake8 annotations in our own project, or sorry, in our own namespace. And we'll go over here and click on the fork button. I have a bunch of organizations. You probably will just have one account, and I don't know, this button might even automatically do this for you, but I'm going to fork it to my user, which will take us to this, and GitHub will set up our fork. And now we have our own Flake8 annotations, but this one is acytility/Flake8 annotations. And from there, now that we've created our fork, we're going to go over to the command line and show you how to clone and then apply this patch that we wanted to do. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab the clone URL. So I'm going to click on this green button, which is going to give me the clone URL. I believe if you're just starting out with GitHub, it will start with HTTPS. If you haven't set up SSH keys, I would suggest doing that. I have set up SSH keys, so I'm going to click clone with SSH. And you can click this little button to copy and paste this URL. After a while, you'll start to recognize the patterns here, and so like I don't actually click this button at all. I've just figured out that like this string right here is always the same, and then it's a colon, and then it's the username followed by the package name. I believe GitHub puts .git on the end. You don't actually need this, but they do it for whatever reason. Yeah, we've copied this, and then we'll go to our terminal, and we're going to do git clone, and then paste that URL. This will clone that repository that we just got. So we're going to cd into that. You can work on the master branch. The master branch is the default branch that Git will set you up with. But I usually... Oh, dang it. I should have done this on the other screen. Shoot! Okay, we're going to... I say these are one take. We're going to do another one. Actually, we can just reclone it. We don't need to do another take. I realize that my face is hiding the commands I just ran. So we're gonna delete this and reclone over here. One take. Okay, git clone and then paste. And you can do your work on the master branch. Oops, we forgot to cd into it. You can do your work on the master branch, which is here. But I usually suggest doing all feature work on a separate feature branch. Oh, this happened due to my dot files. You can ignore that. You won't see this when you run this command, but that's fine. So I'm going to show you how to make a branch. There's actually a fancier new command for this in the latest version of Git, but I'm using an old version of Git, so I'm going to be using the old commands. Also, I have like brain and muscle memory for the old commands, so I'll probably never be able to change to the new commands. I believe the new command is git switch, but I don't remember. The command that I know is git checkout origin/master -b, and then your branch name. So I usually suggest using some descriptive name for your branch. You can have underscores, you can have dashes, these can be Unicode. I wouldn't suggest that, but they can be, you know, emojis and whatever. But anyway, what this command is doing is it's taking your branch that you want to, or the commit that you want to branch from. So this is saying, I want to take the existing master, and I want to create a branch from it. And -b, which is short for, I believe it's short for --branch, which is the long form of this. But you're never going to want to type out the long form. Anyway, this will create your new branch. Branch fix typo set up to track remote branch master from origin. Switch to a new branch fix typo. Cool. So now if we look at our branch here, we're on our fix typo branch. And I'm going to open up that readme and fix that typo. So we open up the readme. And we find they spelled ellipsis right there. Oh, but they missed the S there. Let me, see if they used this word anywhere else. Nope. Perfect. So that will fix this. That's really the the only change that I want to make there. We can preview the change that we made by running git diff. This will show us, you know, that the red is the old code, the green is the new code. We added the S here. You can actually even use word diff. And that'll show you just specifically what word we changed. I don't use this option very often. Sometimes it's useful when you're changing very little parts of a lot of things, and you don't need to see the full line diff. Here it's just showing that I replaced ellipsis, or ellipses spelled wrong, with ellipses spelled properly. Once you have that, you can run git status. Git status will show you basically the state of your current repository. Your status might show a little bit different than mine. I believe the latest version of Git actually has some hints here. I know all the hints, so I've turned the hints off. But I will show you basically what I would do at this point. So this tells you that you have a modified file, but it's not staged for commit. We do want to stage our file. Git has basically the unstaged area, the staging area, and then once you've committed it, it's part of the repository. I'm not going to go into details about all this stuff about Git. Maybe I'll do that in another episode. But we're going to next stage this file by using git add. So git add readme.md. Now if we run git status again, you'll see that it has modified this file. And then we'll run a commit. So we'll do git commit -m. -m is your commit message. Usually it's a good idea to be descriptive in your commit message, kind of describe what you're doing, but also keep it short, at least in the first line. You know, some people are pedantic about the length of commit message. I don't really care so much, and hopefully this project doesn't care so much either. Fix typo in readme.md. I think that's a decent enough commit message, and then we'll press enter. This will run the commit. Oh, right. Yeah, so this little bit up here where it installed pre-commit is actually my tool. And so they have a set of Git hooks that run on this repository, and you'll see, like, as I'm committing, it installed all of those Git hooks and then ran them for me. You won't see this when you do that commit unless you run pre-commit install before you run your commit. But I have a thing that does it automatically for me. A little bit magical, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. Cool, so once you've made your commit, now on your branch, so you can see here git branch, and if we look at git status, you'll see that there's git branch status. That's not a thing. You'll see that we're now one commit ahead of origin/master, and we're going to push this branch next such that we can make our pull request. So I always run this command, git push origin capital head. This is a shortcut for the current checked out branch, and so what this will do is it'll make my local branch be on github.com, so on the remote. You can, instead of typing head, you can type out the branch name, so fix_typo, and then that will push that particular branch name. But I'm in the habit of always typing git push origin head, and then we'll press enter. this will push that branch up to the remote. And GitHub actually has this helpful thing now where they will tell you how to make a pull request. You can, click this link directly to go there. I'm actually in a virtual machine, so I'm going to copy and paste that. The UI will also give you this little button prompt here, and this shows up automatically whenever you push a branch, or sometime after you push a branch. But I'm going to paste the URL that we got from before. That will take us to their project and give us some prompts to create a pull request. Now, sometimes there will be some auto-populated text here, basically like guiding you to fill out some information about your pull request. In this case, there's nothing here, but it does look like I should read their contributing guidelines. I'm going to spare you the details, and basically they're describing how their code works and like their rules of conduct and that sort of stuff. I'm going to pretend that I read them offline. I didn't actually read them, but it's just a typo. What could go wrong, right? And usually before I create the pull request, I will review my own code to make sure that it looks exactly how I wanted it. So I'll scroll down to the diff here and view, what actually changed here. You might see, if you haven't worked with GitHub a lot, you might see yours as a unified diff, which will look like this instead. I prefer the split diff myself, so that's why I get this nice side-by-side view. I really like this view. But anyway, that's just me. Another setting that you can change. But once you're done with that, you basically click the create button, and that's kind of the end of making a pull request. And hopefully someone comes along and says, it looks good, rubber stamp, and merges your pull request in. But hopefully that's helpful. Happy GitHubbing to you, and hope you guys found this useful. If you have additional questions on stuff you'd like me to explain, hit up the comments, or if you don't know what's going on with this, check out the playlist in the description. The first video in the playlist explains what I'm trying to do with this, and you can leave a comment for other stuff you want to see, or when I'm streaming, mention something in the chat. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you around in the next episode.